How's it going, everybody? John Heyman weighed in this morning on Luis Castillo. He says that the Yankees or the Dodgers are the favorites for Castillo. He says that the Yankees won't give up either of their top two shortstop prospects, Anthony Volpe or Oswald Peraza. Peraza at AAA, Volpe at AA, both playing very well. Castillo was certainly impressive last night in his Bronx debut. He just dominated the Yankees for 7 innings. He did walk 4 hitters, but he showcased easy gas. Fastball up around 99 most of the night. He would hit triple digits on occasion. Changeup sinking and diving at 90 miles an hour. He threw well over 100 pitches. He did not seem to be fazed by the hostile crowd. And he looked very confident and like somebody you would definitely trust in a playoff game. Don't want to see him pitching for the Astros or for the Mets. So what do the baseball savant metrics tell us about Luis Castillo? Well, you look at the fastball velocity, and it was evident on the screen. He was throwing 99, 100 miles an hour, but he's in the 92nd percentile in the league. Hard to believe that 8% of the league throws harder than that. And the fastball spin is also above average, 65th percentile. He keeps the ball off the barrel of the bat better than most. His expected ERA is excellent. His expected batting average against is excellent. Guys don't really slug the ball that well off of him. And the walk percentage is down a little bit, but his stuff is so good that I think he'd be kind of effectively wild. And judging by the 2.77 ERA so far this season and the way he handled the Yankees and their patient lineup last night, I'm not really concerned about the control here. His stuff is good and will play. As far as prospects that you'd have to give up, John Heyman says the Yankees won't give up Volpe or Peraza. Those are the top 2 prospects. And that leaves number 3, Jason Dominguez, who's a personal favorite of mine. He's a switch hitter. He's got great speed. Everything that we've heard about him is that he's got excellent exit velocities and that he's going to be the real deal. His rookie cards have sold for enormous prices. A lot of people really think he's legit. Nicknamed the Martian. You don't get that nickname by accident. It worries me that they could deal him, but Luis Gil, the next guy on the list, is injured. Austin Wells, been playing pretty well. I think this deal is going to hurt. It's going to have to be either Dominguez or Wells or one of these other guys that we really like. Otherwise, the Astros or the Dodgers or the Mets will scoop him up. The Dodgers kind of worry me a little bit because, they've been aggressive in getting guys like Scherzer and Trey Turner in the past. They're not afraid to make the move. We've seen the Astros go out and get Verlander at the deadline. They're not afraid to go out and make the move. So Cashman's going to have to be aggressive, and he may have to deal one of these blue chip prospects that we've come to like so much. As far as the rotation goes, I think if he gets traded sooner rather than later, you'll see him slot in for Luis Severino. But should Luis Severino come back and be healthy, they're going to have 2 options with him, really. They could put him back into the rotation where he's obviously been pretty effective this year, or they could play it safe and use him as a bullpen piece like they did down the stretch last year where he was excellent. You got to figure they don't want him jumping innings too much, but you could also move Jameson Taillon to the bullpen. You could go with a 6-man rotation for a while. I don't think Jordan Montgomery's coming out of the bullpen. He's been really effective. He's never really pitched as a reliever. So it'll be interesting to see where Castillo would slot in. I could also see the Yankees moving Jameson Taillon, who's going to be a free agent, as part of a deal. If you're able to get Luis Castillo, you might be able to flip somebody like a Jameson Taillon with a prospect in order to get somebody to take a contract of Aaron Hicks or a Joey Gallo. There's a lot of creative ways that Brian Cashman could deal with this, and I think it's just going to be fun to see how it all shakes out. Got a couple of weeks until the trade deadline. All right, previously on Nostra Derek, the Yankees were predicted to sweep the Reds, and instead, they lost 2 out of 3. So that was what the kids would call an epic fail. Tonight's prediction, I think Anthony Rizzo is going downtown. He took Nathan Eovaldi deep earlier this season. He's got a .545 career batting average in 11 at-bats, and I think he's been having better swings lately. I think he's going downtown against Nathan Eovaldi tonight.
I was just wondering what you think of the Yankees making the trade for Tyler Wade. At first, I was pretty confused by it since they already have utility players with LeMahieu and Gonzalez. But then I thought about it, and I was wondering if maybe they just want somebody else who can play center field with Hicks injured.
I think you've got it right on the money. A lot of times, Brian Cashman can kind of obfuscate when he's asked about his reasons for certain deals. But I think yesterday he was being pretty upfront when he said, we got Tyler Wade because we know who he is, and we know he can play all over the field if you need him to. He can play both corner positions, and as you said, he can play center field. He can play shortstop. He can play third base. He can play second base. We've even seen him at first base. They might even give him a catcher's mitt. I don't know. But I think that's the reason they got him, just his versatility. If you have injuries down the stretch, which is not an uncommon thing, he was able to step up when guys got injured last year. So maybe you catch lightning in a bottle again.
Yeah, say, this is Shane out here in Idaho. Really enjoy your show, Derek. It's the way I find out whether or not the Yanks have won or lost. I appreciate you a lot. Say, I was thinking about what a pivotal game today is. To lose 2 out of 3 to Cincinnati, I'm wondering about our season.
Okay, thanks for the call, Chain. So to be fair to Chain, I had to kind of tweak his voicemail a little bit because I didn't get it until after the game, but he actually said, if the Yankees lose 2 out of 3 to Cincinnati, that's not good. But if you win, yada, yada, yada. Well, the Yankees didn't win. And I'm not worried about our season yet, but I am kind of worried about them letting their foot off the gas a little too much because home field advantage is still a major toss-up right now between the Yankees and the Astros, especially the way that the Astros have had the Yankees number and you still have several games left against the Astros. I'm not liking the way that they're playing right now. I do think that the offense is struggling a little bit in some key areas. Judge hit the home run last night, but he's been slumping. Giancarlo Stanton has been slumping. But hopefully this nice little all-star break will get some guys some rest and some relaxation, and everybody comes back strong in the second half. As always, feel free to make your voice heard. Call in to 718-899-1068. Better call in. It is always good to hear from you. I do voicemails whenever I do a pregame or whenever I do an episode of the Frieze. So call in and make your voice heard. Speak clearly. Turn your backgrounds down. Better call in.